Elon Musk was born on June 28, 1971, in Pretoria, South Africa, to a Canadian mother, May Musk, a dietitian and model, and a South African father, Elon Musk, an electromechanical engineer. From a young age, Elon exhibited a deep curiosity about science, technology, and the cosmos. By age 10, he had taught himself computer programming and developed a game called Blaster at just 12, which he sold for around $500. His early experiences were shaped by isolation, often buried in books and computing rather than social interaction. He consumed encyclopedias, fantasy novels, and science fiction, fueling a worldview that mixed interest. In 1989, at the age of 17, Musk moved to Canada to attend Queen's University, avoiding mandatory military service. Later, he transferred to the university and he learned the program at Stanford was cut short. He dropped out after 2 days, convinced the internet revolution was moving too quickly to stay in academia. This decision marked the beginning of his entrepreneurial journey. Musk was never just motivated by wealth. He often spoke of solving important problems that would affect humanity's future. His early life foreshadowed a pattern, a man driven by purpose, willing to defy conventions, and more focused on mission than comfort or conformity. These foundational traits would become the pillars of his future ventures. Musk's entrepreneurial path began in Silicon Valley during the mid-1990s, a time of rapid digital expansion. His first company, Zip2, co-founded with his brother Kimball in 1995, offered online city guides to newspapers, a novel concept before Google Maps or Yelp existed. Compaq acquired Zip2 for nearly $307 million in 1999, earning Musk $22 million from a sale. Not one to rest, Musk reinvested his earnings into a new online venture, X.com, an internet banking startup. X.com's innovative approach to digital payments was ahead of its time, but internal disagreements and board pressure eventually led to his replacement as CEO. Nevertheless, X.com would later merge with a rival company called Confinity, which had developed a money transfer service known as PayPal. Under the new name, PayPal became a dominant force in online payments. In 2002, eBay purchased PayPal for $1.5 billion in stock, netting Musk over $165 million. While he did not remain at PayPal post-acquisition, the capital and confidence from this deal laid the financial foundation for his more ambitious projects. Musk wasn't interested in incremental change. He envisioned systemic transformation, especially in industries long considered stagnant, like aerospace and automotive. This period in his career established a pattern of high-risk, high-reward entrepreneurship rooted in technological disruption. While some viewed him as impulsive or overly idealistic, Musk believed traditional industries were complacent and ripe for upheaval. It was with this mindset that he turned his focus to his next targets: space travel and electric vehicles. In 2004, Musk joined a little-known startup called Tesla Motors, founded by engineers Martin Eberhard and Martar Penning. Though not a co-founder in the technical sense, Musk led the company's first significant investment round and soon became its chairman. By 2008, amid internal disputes and funding crises, he assumed the role of CEO, a position he continues to hold. Tesla's goal was to prove electric cars could be fast, beautiful, and practical. Their first model, the Roadster, was a low-volume luxury sports car based on a Lotus chassis. Though production was plagued by delays and cost overruns, it served its purpose. It shattered the stereotype that electric cars were slow or uninspired. Musk's vision was not just to build electric cars, but to revolutionize transportation and reduce humanity's reliance on fossil fuels. Tesla's real breakthrough came with the Model S in 2012, a sleek, high-performance sedan that garnered critical acclaim and pushed the brand into the mainstream. Musk introduced direct-to-consumer sales, over-the-air software updates, and autopilot, Tesla's semi-autonomous driving system. These innovations set the company apart from traditional automakers. However, Tesla's journey was far from smooth. Production bottlenecks, missed deadlines, and persistent financial instability marked its growth. Yet Musk's persistence and hands-on involvement, sometimes even sleeping on the factory floor, fueled Tesla's rise. His belief in vertical integration and bold long-term planning helped Tesla expand its lineup, establish gigafactories, and eventually reach profitability. Tesla wasn't just an automaker. It was a proof of concept for Musk's belief that hard problems could be solved with vision, talent, and relentless execution. Tesla accelerated its ambitions with a broader strategy aimed at mass-market adoption. The Model X SUV, though delayed and initially criticized for its complex falcon wing doors, demonstrated Tesla's willingness to take design risks. The more pivotal move was the introduction of the Model 3 in 2017, a more affordable, high-volume vehicle that would become the cornerstone of Tesla's financial stability. Despite production hell, where Musk openly admitted working excruciating hours to resolve bottlenecks, Tesla eventually overcame the crisis, ramping up to hundreds of thousands of vehicles annually. Tesla's gigafactories in Nevada, Shanghai, Berlin, and Texas further solidified its control over battery supply chains and production scalability. Innovations like the 4680 battery cell, enhanced autopilot features, and Tesla's full self-driving FSD beta program attracted both admiration and regulatory scrutiny. Tesla's vertical integration gave it unique advantages in software updates, data collection, and energy ecosystems. Musk extended the brand into solar energy and home battery storage through products like Powerwall and the acquisition of SolarCity. Tesla redefined what a car company could be. Not just a manufacturer, but a vertically integrated energy and mobility platform. While critics questioned its safety record, labor practices, and autopilot marketing, Tesla's influence was undeniable. It forced legacy automakers like GM, Ford, and VW to announce electrification plans years ahead of schedule. Wall Street eventually rewarded the firm with soaring valuation, briefly making Tesla the world's most valuable car company. For Musk, it was proof that vision and audacity could reshape entrenched industries. While Tesla was disrupting the automotive world, Musk was simultaneously building another empire, SpaceX, founded in 2002 with a radical goal of reducing space travel costs and enabling human life on Mars. The company's early years were rocky, marked by 3 failed launches of its Falcon 9 rocket. Facing bankruptcy in 2008, Musk risked his remaining fortune, and on the 4th attempt, SpaceX successfully reached orbit, becoming the first private company to do so. NASA took notice, awarding SpaceX a $1.6 billion contract under the Commercial Orbital Transportation Services (COTS) program. This marked a seismic shift. For the first time, the U.S. government would rely on a private company for space cargo missions. SpaceX continued to innovate aggressively. The Falcon 9 rocket, first launched in 2010, was designed for partial reusability, and by 2015, the company achieved a historic landing of a rocket booster, a feat long considered impractical. These reusability breakthroughs slashed launch costs, giving SpaceX a competitive edge in a crowded satellite market. The development of the Dragon spacecraft allowed SpaceX to carry cargo, and later astronauts, to the International Space Station. The 2020 Crew Dragon Demo 2 mission marked the first time a private company sent humans into orbit, cementing SpaceX's role as a core NASA partner. Musk's endgame, however, was not just low Earth orbit, but interplanetary colonization. The Starship program, designed for long-range missions and full reusability, represents his most audacious vision yet. If successful, it could make trips to the Moon and Mars routine, forever changing humanity's relationship with space. At the core of Musk's ambition with SpaceX is a long-term goal that borders on the mythic, making humans a multi-planetary species. He has frequently expressed the belief that life on Earth is fragile, vulnerable to existential risks ranging from asteroid impacts to artificial intelligence. Colonizing Mars, in his view, is not science fiction, but a practical insurance policy for humanity's survival. This bold vision is embodied in the Starship project, a fully reusable spacecraft and rocket system designed to carry up to 100 passengers. Constructed primarily of stainless steel for strength and cost efficiency, Starship aims to reduce the cost per launch to a fraction of traditional rockets. Testing has involved a series of high-altitude flights and iterative prototypes, with numerous fiery failures along the way. Yet each explosion is viewed internally as a data-rich learning event. Musk's approach to engineering is iterative and fast-paced, favoring rapid prototyping over exhaustive simulations. Critics argue the Starship timeline is overly optimistic, especially given the enormous technical challenges in life support, radiation shielding, and planetary landings. Nonetheless, NASA has selected a version of Starship as the lunar lander for its Artemis program, validating its strategic importance. Musk envisions a future where thousands of starships transport millions of people to Mars, complete with infrastructure for agriculture, industry, and autonomy from Earth. Whether this future materializes remains uncertain, but the ambition itself has reignited global interest in space exploration. To Musk, Mars is not just a destination. It's the next step in a broader human saga. His work on Starship underscores his unique combination of pragmatism and idealism. Not content with revolutionizing transportation in space, Musk turned his attention inward to the human brain. In 2016, he co-founded Neuralink, a neurotechnology company aiming to develop high-bandwidth brain-computer interfaces, BCIs. The goal is both therapeutic and transformative, to treat neurological conditions like paralysis and, ultimately, to facilitate a seamless interaction between human cognition and artificial intelligence. Neuralink's signature innovation is a brain implant that uses ultra-fine threads, thinner than human hair, to read and write neural signals. Early demonstrations on pigs and monkeys showcased the potential of the technology, including a monkey playing Pong with its mind. In 2024, Neuralink received FDA approval for its first human trial, which Musk announced had successfully implanted a device in a volunteer. The implications are profound. BCIs could restore motor function, treat mood disorders, or even allow telepathic communication. However, the project also raises ethical concerns about consent, privacy, and the commodification of cognitive processes. Neuralink's futuristic goals, such as symbiosis with AI, have drawn skepticism from the medical community, which emphasizes the complexity of brain science and the need for rigorous testing. Musk's belief in accelerated innovation often clashes with traditional scientific protocols. Yet the promise of the technology is real. For Musk, Neuralink is not just about medical breakthroughs. It's a defensive strategy against unchecked AI development. If AI evolves beyond human control, Musk believes BCIs could help humans keep pace, maintaining agency in a world of intelligent machines. Whether this is visionary or dystopian remains a matter of intense debate, But Neuralink exemplifies Musk's drive to push beyond physical limitations into the realm of consciousness itself. Another venture born of Musk's frustration with inefficiency is the Boring Company, founded in 2016. What began as a satirical tweet complaining about Los Angeles traffic evolved into a real business focused on tunneling and urban infrastructure. The company's goal is to reduce congestion in major cities through underground transportation systems. Unlike traditional subways, Musk's concept relies on a network of tunnels through which electric skates or Teslas can transport passengers at high speeds. Initial skepticism was widespread, but the Boring Company has completed several test tunnels, including one under the Las Vegas Convention Center. Though early versions underwhelmed in terms of capacity and innovation, the company is pursuing broader commercial tunnels in Austin, Fort Lauderdale, and beyond. Musk envisions a world where cities are vertically expanded, cars above ground, people below, thereby bypassing gridlock entirely. The company has also spun off products like Not a Flamethrower, blending meme culture with hardware sales. While the Boring Company's impact is more limited compared to Tesla or SpaceX, it reflects Musk's unique blend of engineering, provocation, and spectacle. Critics argue it's a distraction from more scalable mass transit solutions like trains and buses, while supporters view it as a private sector response to sclerotic infrastructure planning. What's notable is that Musk continues to treat real-world challenges, urban mobility, traffic, space, as engineering puzzles to be solved creatively. Whether the Boring Company will scale to fulfill its lofty goals remains uncertain. Still, it reinforces Musk's pattern. When frustrated by inefficiency, he doesn't complain, he builds. In October 2022, Elon Musk completed a $44 billion acquisition of Twitter, one of the world's most influential social media platforms. The takeover followed months of legal battles, public drama, and regulatory tension. Musk framed the acquisition as a fight for free speech, expressing concern over Twitter's prior moderation practices, which he believes suppressed open dialogue and dissenting viewpoints. Almost immediately, he implemented sweeping changes, firing top executives, cutting staff by more than 50%, and altering content moderation policies. In 2023, he began rebranding the platform as X, aiming to transform it into an everything app inspired by China's WeChat, a multifunctional tool combining messaging, payments, commerce, and media. Musk had long admired the potential for centralized digital ecosystems, and X was his attempt to replicate that model in the West. However, the transition has not been smooth. Critics argue that the platform has seen a rise in misinformation, hate speech, and reduced content quality under Musk's leadership. Advertisers paused spending, users complained of instability, and researchers noted a degradation in public discourse. Supporters, on the other hand, praised the return of banned accounts and the loosening of what they saw as ideological censorship. Musk also introduced paid verification and revenue-sharing models in an attempt to create a more open and user-monetized system. Whether X will succeed in becoming a digital super app or devolve into an under-moderated echo chamber remains to be seen. But it marks yet another sector Musk is attempting to reshape, this time not with hardware or rockets, but with influence over global communication. As Twitter transitioned to X, Musk's imprint became increasingly visible, not just in product design, but in policy direction and platform culture. He reversed numerous prior content moderation decisions, reinstated controversial figures, and disbanded several internal oversight teams, including the Trust and Safety Council. In his vision, Moderation should occur post facto via user feedback and community-driven fact-checking rather than preemptive bans. This approach aligned with his libertarian-leaning ethos, but also exposed X to challenges. Governments in Europe and elsewhere raised alarms over hate speech and disinformation, warning that lax enforcement might breach digital compliance laws. The U.S. political climate further complicated matters, as X became a battleground for ideological narratives. Musk himself, with his large personal following, often inserted opinions directly into trending discussions, amplifying contentious topics. Internally, the company saw waves of resignations, especially among engineers and trust specialists. From a business standpoint, Musk pushed for monetization, introducing X Premium, incentivizing creators, and launching an ad revenue sharing model. Yet these changes have yielded mixed results. Engagement has fluctuated, advertisers remain wary, and technical issues persist. Nonetheless, X has also innovated, integrating long-form video, podcasting, and expanding API access. Musk's strategy seems to be move fast, decentralize, and let users police the ecosystem. It's a bold and risky, but that freedom of speech and viral network effects can overcome legacy moderation models. But the cost has been high in terms of brand trust and institutional credibility. In typical Musk fashion, X exemplifies his core belief: disruption must precede stability, even if chaos ensues. Elon Musk's leadership style is both iconic and controversial. Often described as a visionary autocrat, Musk is known for setting extraordinary goals and demanding absolute commitment from his teams. Employees at Tesla and SpaceX frequently recount stories of sleepless nights, relentless work weeks, and a culture of intense scrutiny. Musk famously emails teams at 3 a.m., personally reviews technical specs, and expects senior engineers to match his pace and breadth. He is deeply involved in product engineering, often bypassing bureaucratic hierarchies. At SpaceX, he chairs design reviews. At Tesla, he obsesses over manufacturing line efficiency. This hands-on approach has driven rapid innovation, but also led to high burnout rates and management churn. Former employees describe a workplace fueled by mission, but governed by fear of underperformance. Musk's hardcore ethos was perhaps most visible when he demanded Twitter staff commit to extremely hardcore work or resign. Thousands chose the latter. While some admire this intensity as necessary for breakthrough innovation, others see it as unsustainable and hostile. He is known to reward loyalty and results, but can be volatile, impulsive, and dismissive of dissent. Despite this, Musk has built teams capable of achieving feats once thought impossible: landing rockets, mass-producing EVs, and launching brain-machine interfaces. His charisma, intellect, and sense of urgency instill belief in long-term missions. Critics argue that this cult of personality can obscure systemic flaws, while supporters view it as the secret to his success. Ultimately, Musk's leadership is less about consensus and more about momentum, a force he believes must never stop. Few tech figures generate as much media attention or provoke as much controversy as Elon Musk. His presence on X, formerly Twitter, functions as a live commentary stream where he debates, trolls, promotes, and disrupts in real time. From making flippant stock market comments to challenging journalists and regulators, Musk's digital persona has become as influential as his company's. One of the most infamous incidents came in 2018 when Musk tweeted that he was considering taking Tesla private at $420, triggering SEC action and resulting in a settlement, board oversight, and a $40 million fine. He's also been sued for defamation, notably after calling a cave rescue diver a pedo guy during a heated online spat. Such episodes have led some to question his judgment and temperament, especially given the market-moving impact of his statements. Musk's relationship with the press is openly antagonistic, he often accuses media outlets of bias, hypocrisy, and click-driven sensationalism. His strategy appears to bypass traditional media altogether, relying instead on his direct audience of millions to shape narratives. While this empowers him, it also removes the filters of institutional accountability. Public opinion remains deeply polarized. To some, he is an unpredictable billionaire with too much influence. To others, a necessary disruptor unafraid to speak freely. His actions consistently generate headlines, whether launching satire products, making political endorsements, or promoting conspiracy theories. Yet these very controversies keep him at the center of global conversation, which may well be part of the strategy. For Musk, public perception isn't about approval, it's about control of the frame. Musk's disruptive ventures have frequently collided with government regulators, labor unions, and legal frameworks. Over the years, he has battled the SEC, clashed with the National Labor Relations Board, and drawn scrutiny from the FAA and NHTSA. Tesla has been investigated for its autopilot branding and safety incidents, with critics arguing the term implies a level of autonomy not yet achieved. SpaceX, too, has faced regulatory friction, especially regarding Starship launches in Boca Chica, Texas, where environmental concerns have sparked lawsuits. Musk's stance toward regulation is complex. While he acknowledges the importance of oversight, he often portrays bureaucracies as obstacles to progress. This has led to accusations that he views rules as negotiable, pushing boundaries until forced to stop. At times, Musk has preemptively defied restrictions, such as reopening Tesla's Fremont factory during California's COVID-19 lockdowns. These actions are framed as civil disobedience by supporters and reckless endangerment by critics. Legal challenges have also come from inside his companies. Tesla has faced multiple lawsuits related to workplace discrimination, harassment, and union suppression. While Musk denies systemic wrongdoing, the pattern raises concerns about internal culture. Internationally, he has been more conciliatory, courting Chinese regulators, for example, while securing unprecedented autonomy for Tesla's Shanghai Gigafactory. His ability to navigate, bend, or bypass regulatory frameworks is a hallmark of his strategy. It allows for rapid deployment of new technologies, but also raises ethical and legal red flags. In essence, Musk's regulatory approach mirrors his business philosophy. Ask forgiveness, not permission, and bet that the future justifies the friction. Elon Musk wields an extraordinary influence over global financial markets, a rare phenomenon for a corporate executive. His tweets, public statements, and strategic announcements have frequently triggered massive shifts in stock prices, cryptocurrency values, and investor sentiment. One striking example occurred when he tweeted about taking Tesla private at $420 per share, causing Tesla stock to surge and prompting an SEC investigation. Despite the fallout, Tesla stock subsequently entered a meteoric rise, becoming one of the most valuable companies in history. Musk's public musings about Dogecoin and Bitcoin have also resulted in huge market swings. In 2021, Tesla briefly accepted Bitcoin as payment before reversing the decision, citing environmental concerns, which sent ripples across the crypto ecosystem. Musk's unique blend of humor, engineering credibility, and mass social media following gives him a powerful amplifier in shaping retail investor behavior. Platforms like Reddit's Wall Street Bets often treat him as a meme lord and market oracle, leading to speculative investment behavior that blurs the lines between finance and fandom. Critics argue that this informal style is dangerous, promoting volatility and undermining regulatory integrity. Yet Musk remains undeterred. He has used his platforms to promote direct retail investment, challenge short sellers, and expose inefficiencies in capital markets. His company's financials are often accompanied by bold forecasts and unconventional metrics, which some analysts dismiss as hype-driven. Still, few can deny the loyalty he commands among investors. Musk doesn't just sell products. He sells narratives of the future, and for many, Those narratives are worth betting billions on. At the heart of Musk's business success lies a distinctive playbook for disruption. Unlike many CEOs, Musk is not content with incremental improvements or profit-first strategies. His ventures are designed to reshape entire industries, often beginning with audacious mission statements and expanding through vertical integration. He enters markets with high barriers to entry: automotive, aerospace, neuroscience, and challenges incumbents by accelerating timelines, lowering costs, and using software as a competitive edge. His companies typically control their supply chains, develop proprietary technologies, and iterate rapidly. At Tesla, he overhauled traditional car production by building gigafactories that integrated battery cell production, vehicle assembly, and AI training under one roof. At SpaceX, he reduced launch costs by reusing rockets and designing engines in-house. At Neuralink, he bypassed academic research norms in favor of consumer-scale brain tech. Musk's strategy is rooted in first-principles thinking, breaking problems down to fundamental truths and rebuilding solutions from the ground up. This often means rejecting industry assumptions and rewriting what's considered feasible. He embraces risk, tolerates failure, and prioritizes speed over polish. His ventures often operate with compressed timelines and overlapping engineering goals. For instance, Tesla's Dojo AI supercomputer not only powers autonomous driving, but could eventually train models for Neuralink and robotics. Musk also leverages his cross-industry synergies. SpaceX's Starlink satellites may integrate with X. Tesla's AI advances inform Optimus, the humanoid robot. This convergent innovation model gives him a strategic advantage few can match. For Musk, innovation isn't linear. It's systemic, simultaneous, and always aimed at a long-term societal transformation. Elon Musk's vision for the future is rooted not only in technological disruption, but in the preservation and elevation of human potential. Nowhere is this more evident than in his approach to artificial intelligence, environmental sustainability, and global expansion. Musk has repeatedly warned of AI's existential risks, advocating for transparency, alignment with human values, and proactive regulation. His launch of XAI and earlier involvement with OpenAI reflect a deep commitment to steering machine intelligence in a direction beneficial to humanity. Neuralink, likewise, is positioned not just as a medical breakthrough, but as a safeguard, enhancing human cognition to maintain parity with rapidly evolving AI. Alongside intelligence, Musk sees energy transformation as essential to civilization survival. Tesla's mission to accelerate the world's transition to sustainable energy manifests through electric vehicles, solar products, and energy storage systems. Gigafactories around the world, from Nevada to Berlin to Shanghai, embody this ambition at scale, integrating clean manufacturing with cutting-edge automation. Even SpaceX, despite its carbon-heavy image, incorporates long-term plans for methane-based fuels and orbital reusability to reduce environmental impact. Starlink, meanwhile, delivers broadband access to underserved regions globally, suggesting that inclusion, not just innovation, is part of Musk's broader playbook. His ventures are deeply embedded in global ecosystems, balancing regional pragmatism with planetary scale intent. Whether building EVs for Indian roads, launching satellites for rural Africa, or developing AI that speaks every language, Musk's reach is simultaneously local and cosmic. At the core of all this is a singular belief. The future is not something to be feared or inherited passively. It is something to be built consciously and courageously by those who dare to try. A legacy still in motion. Elon Musk's story is not a tidy narrative of flawless triumph, nor is it a cautionary tale of unchecked ambition. It is something messier, more real, and far more human. His path is riddled with contradiction. He champions sustainability, yet launches rockets. warns of AI while developing it, speaks of empathy while cultivating ruthless corporate cultures. And yet, in every contradiction lies a common thread. The belief that humanity must evolve, must stretch, must imagine more than it accepts. Musk forces society to confront uncomfortable questions. Are we thinking big enough? Are we solving the right problems? Are we, as a species, willing to challenge the inertia of comfort for the uncertainty of progress? His legacy, still unfolding, reminds us that greatness is not defined by perfection, but by audacity aligned with purpose. For all his flaws and provocations, Musk dares to wrestle with the universe, not as a bystander, but as an architect. And whether he ultimately succeeds or stumbles, his life offers a clarion call to every dreamer and builder. The future does not belong to the critics.
So for the reports that come out later and say, that Elon grew up with poverty or without money, or he's
Elon went to school in a Rolls-Royce every day.
really?
In a Rolls-Royce Corniche.
Wow.
Convertible.
Wow.
More or less in.
Can you imagine how awesome it will be to have American astronauts plant the flag on another planet for the first time? You know, there are elections that come and go. Some elections are, important, some are not. But this one, this one really matters. Yeah! And I just want to say thank you for making it happen. Thank you. This is what victory feels like. Yeah! And this was no ordinary victory. This was a fork in the road of human civilization. My heart goes out to you. It is thanks to you that the future of civilization is assured.